Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is an episode 94. In today's episode, we are going to dive into the messages and love and connection and everything that your twin flame has told you, with a little twist of understanding that what are the things that for others I've heard from saying about twin flames, or those who don't know about twin flames will push this out. So it's a bit of a mix of both of these ideas, and why I talk about this today is many of us are struggling on this journey of believing if their twin flame is real. Is that what happened to them is real? Were they really able, from this very short time of meeting someone, to have such a profound experience, and why they cannot stop this profound experience? And also to bring in the light and love from your divine masculines, so-called divine masculines, because they are playing a role on this journey as much as you do. And like I have said that before, we both are runners and chasers. This connection is so profound and it's going to change your life. Your life will never be the same from the moment this happened to you. Today morning I woke up with an email that I shared on the Instagram. So those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, you can do that on Instagram, because sometimes I share more information there that it comes out here. Links are all in the description. And I just gonna and this after the Lion's Gate, I've received so many messages, like I said, and today I want to share some of them, because it's one thing is for me to say how many I receive, and the other thing is to share with you and expand this to the universe, make this alive. I also would like to say, if you're new here, I hope you will enjoy this episode, and if you do, make sure to like and subscribe, because every action helps to expand the message and expand this energy, and helps us to reach to those who need that the most at this very moment. Or maybe it's you who need to hear that today. And those of you who have been here for a very long time already and supporting this channel and supporting this podcast, I just want to say a big thank you that you're giving your energy and you're coming into this world. So every like, every comment, every action helps to expand. Every word, everything that you can, where you're going to generate the energy. And that's why, as you know, I'm very passionate about energy work, energy channeling, energy activation, energy transmuting, becoming the generator that will create the world for you. And I just want to start with this morning email I received. And why I start about this, it's even though it's on Instagram, and I do the short version of this. Or maybe I read the whole thing. It's because many of you, sometimes I receive an email from you, I said, oh, this is not true, this is not real, my twin flame never returned back to me, my twin flame does not want to talk to me, they don't feel anything, it's a disaster, I'm going to sign off myself from this journey, and I don't want to hear anything about it. And this is what I received this morning. I cannot believe what literally just happened. After me dying on inside and completely trying to let him go, I even went on a dating sites to talk to other men, so I don't have to think about him. I had no choice but finally put all of this energy into my creation. And I stop here for a second. I've said that over and over and over again on my podcasts. When you are generating this energy along with your twin flame, which means your twin flame is telling you something, it's generating something inside of you, you need to create with this energy your reality and your life that you want to have. It's not about them, it's about you, because their energy is making you the most amazing servant and the light that we need on this world right now. And then the rest of it will follow with that. The rest of it will come along the way. And sometimes it might take longer. Sometimes your mountain is harder to climb than others. Or sometimes the universe, your twin sees that what you're capable, and I'm going to push you to that limit. And that's why this energy, what you're receiving, and all the energy work, what we've been doing on a Patreons, where you have joined me on the retreats. Just to stop here, that Costa Rica retreat is coming on 2025 in February during the Shivaratri. 8 places are already filled up. It's incredible. I didn't even advertise this, and you all signed up so quickly. So those of you who really, really want to find their soul, connect with who they really are, and put this in the creation of this world, come and join us. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And if you feel that some sign has been telling you, you need to go to Costa Rica, you need to come and meet me or meet the others, or if some sign today is on your way, such as a heart or feather or 1111, maybe that's your sign to come. But I just say that if you're supposed to be there, don't fight against it. Allow it to happen. And especially I would like to say this to the men, because it's so hard to get men on these retreats. On Cyprus, we have only, again, one man who is coming. So I wish we could get more men. Because do you see how we are functioning from the mirror side? What women feel, what men feel, how they are coping with that, brings you such a bigger perspective and understanding of this very complex spiritual awakening through your twin flame. Anyways, I move on from here with an email. I finally put all of this energy into my own creation. I finally got my own yoga space and starting my dream business. And I took my focus off from him. And then he called tonight to talk. And he admitted all of his feelings for me. To be honest, I'm in an absolute shock, because I was already convinced that this was just a made-up story in my head, that this twin flame story might happen to some others, but for me it was only a made-up thing in my head. And finally today, after 1.5 years of confusion, pain, and literally going crazy, I got my answer. He confirmed that he feels and didn't make this up after all. I remember that feeling very well, because this happened to me exactly in a similar time, where after all of that pain, all of that feeling, I'm gonna die. And again, I did the same thing. I took the focus off from him and I started to follow the guidance, the soul, the energy. And because I said, I want to live. I don't know what it was, but I want to live. And then my twin walked back in my life, and I realized it was always here. I was separated from my soul. I was separated from the power I have. I was separated from being authentic. And when we talk of the frequencies often, do you know what is the highest frequency after love and gratitude? I'm going to make more videos, and they're going to go out on Patreon, because I know that I speak mainly on this channel about twin flames. But as twin flames is a spiritual awakening, and there is a lot of things that are happening us through frequency, vibration, energy, manifestation, attraction, all of these things. I will share an extra episodes on Patreon, and eventually they will come here on YouTube and Spotify as well. It's just those of you who would like to hear more of my understanding and my research and things that I have experienced. And all of these things that I have experienced are through myself. why I'm so passionate about energy work is because I experienced this and I realized what had started to happen after that. Why I'm so passionate about breath work, because I experienced this and I saw what happened afterwards. All of these things that I am providing for you, like the free sessions, sometimes, all of this is not for me to say, oh, come discover. For me, it's like I know that the magic will start to happen from there. I know that. And that's what the email is continuing from here. Everything started shifting for me after 888 activation session. Everything started falling into place in every area of my life. And now this. He is my twin flame. And I don't have to doubt it any longer. I also want to say, and this is another, how I say, the 11 truths of this episode as well, that twin flame is just a label. Because when we keep on labeling things, we put things in the box. But it's about what you feel and what has happened to you. And yes, we can use the word twin flames, which I use it as well, in order to describe what is happening. But I believe it's way more bigger. It's way more you, the authentic you. And talking of the frequencies, love and gratitude are one of the highest frequencies. That's why I say why we need to do our gratitude exercises. Why we need to open our heart for love and connection and allowing this to happen, because it's the highest frequency. But do you know what is even more higher? Being authentic you. Living your life in your authentic truth. And that starts from the twin flames as well. I know that sometimes we don't want to accept that we are on this journey. We don't want to accept the word twin flame. We don't want to know anything about it because it feels so alien and it feels so weird. But once we accept the truth, we are on this journey, you start living your authentic life. It's not about what others would say and what others would do. And it's not about that label. Here's why I say that the twin flame label, unfortunately, has got a very, I wouldn't say a very negative, but a very different, what I feel inside what it is. And here's why I say that when we use the word I am twin flame and my twin needs to know that we are twin flames, no, your twin already knows who you are. It's just a label. You can just say, I know who you are. I know we are one. And obviously the Lionsgate portal, what we did, and this wasn't the event what I created on that time, and it's not me. I want to clarify here something also. It's not me who is getting you to the union or bringing you to the union or making this magic happen. It's you and me. Which means I create the space, I hold the light, I show you the way. Everything that I've experienced. And again, that I've said that many times on my podcast, that the reason I'm very peaceful and very calm today and very trusting is because I went through hell. I went through hell where I thought I will no longer be alive. And I know every part of it. But I'm forever thankful for the God, for the universe, for the Creator, and for all the souls that came on the way and showed me the light, showed me something where I have to be and what I have to do. And now it's my turn to be in that sense of a light, to show you who you can become and what you can do, and how this journey is actually real. I know that sometimes people would say that, let's say, they feel a very strong connection to their twin flame, and then the time goes away, and they would say, maybe it wasn't even my twin flame because now I met another person and I'm with another person. For me, it's again the same thing, that it's not about the label. It's not about how it's supposed to turn out. That it has to be a romantic relationship, that it has to be this and you can't love anybody else. for me, and I'm gonna say that my truth doesn't have to align with your truth, but for me it's like, but let's go back and see what this person did to you that helped you to transform who you are and attract who you are. And I've said that many times, and I know this is another truth of this journey that many of you don't like me to say. But I'm saying this because if you think you have figured out this journey and you know how everything is going to be and you know how you're going to control this, then no, you don't. And that's why I also say that don't think that only way is that you're going to be in love with your twin flame and you will never love anybody else. You can meet a soulmate that can change your life and will bring it out the best on you, and you have the best love together. And I'm not here saying this to make you that, oh, twin flames are better than soulmates, and soulmates are nothing to compare to twin flames, and all of this. And this is another cycle I keep on hearing. I believe in love. And I believe in energy. And your twin flame comes to your life to ignite all of this inside of you. Ignite the light. Put on the light in your house. Think of it like every room has been dark. It's been barely having any life in it. And now it starts to have the light. You're going to be the brightest house in the village. And everybody wants to come there. And you're going to attract those who appreciate this life. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying here that you cannot be with your twin flame. That's not true. That's not true. But what I mean is, don't limit yourself of thinking, oh, my life will only be happy when I'm going to be with my twin flame. Now, your life has to be happy already before you're going to be with your twin flame. And I can hear also sometimes the stories like when someone says, oh, I met my twin flame, I had all of this, and now I met completely somebody else and the obsessive thoughts are gone and I don't have anything anymore. Maybe it wasn't eventually my twin flame. Maybe it wasn't. But it was something that made you to grow, to transform, and feel something so deeply. And it changed your life. And if it changed your life for positive, if it changed your life to meet another love of your life, if it made you to become your higher self, connected to your authenticity, connected to your who you are, then that's the gift. And that's what you need to be thankful for this person. So we shouldn't be afraid, am I or am I not? What it means, if you connected from the highest connection and changed. I see the people who are coming. Now it's been a year where I've been doing the calls. And it's going to bring the tears to my eyes as usual. But seeing the transformation. Oh my God. Some of you have lost significant amount of weight, looking so gorgeous. 10 years younger than before. Some of you have started their businesses and they're doing very well. Some of you have gone to the union with their twin flame in 3D. Some of you are in a union within yourself and you're enjoying the life, and I see the travels, I see what you're doing. And my heart is in peace. And that's priceless. That is so priceless. Because of thinking you took maybe a one session, or you came to the one retreat, or you did few activations, or maybe you did 200 of activations, but you never give up. And I'm forever thankful for this, because seeing you achieving the love, your being your authentic self, is a gift to this world, because that's what God, the universe, wanted. The universe planted you here for you to be you. And then it planted your twin flame to wake you up and make you to remember all of that. Who you are and what you're capable of doing. And only from here on, the magic will happen. This is the best lesson you can ever have. And the universe saw this in you, and that's why it put you through another enormous challenge where you feel like you're going to die. Because it needed to expand this knowledge, this energy, this knowing through you. You are the expansion of the universe. When you expand, you make a difference. But in order to expand, we need to go through the growth. Think of it like you were a child, you started growing. Because as a child, you were able to do a little less than now with your bigger body, with a knowledge. The universe makes you to feel that. It expands through you because you are the universe. And your twin flame was here to remind you that and activate. And same you are doing for them. I continue the email a little bit from here. Oh my God, thank you for holding my hand through this journey. Thank you for being my anchor and trusting in my journey when I lost my own trust. I'm committed to this deep work with you, and I keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. The feeling of relief and finally validating that I'm not crazy is just indescribable, and that's what I agree with. And that's another truth which we are seeking on this journey. Is it really a real thing? Am I really on this journey? Did that really happen to me? But I would say that this somehow starts from the acceptance, and there's going to be the validation. I had the same story, and exactly around the same time. That's why I knew that it's going to be a very profound time where I'm going to receive incredible messages. Because after the 808 Lionsgate activation that we did, I remind you, I had no idea about these activations and the gates and portals before coming to this journey. I didn't pay attention to those things. But now when I go back in my life and I see how everything has shifted and changed from their moments, and I'm realizing, of course, because it's an energetic shift, it's a new year. And now it depends what you're going to do on that day and that time. Where is your energy at? Is it focusing on others or is it focusing on you? And the highest frequency, I'm going to say again, is being authentic you. Even when no one else understands you, even when no one else believes you, your experiences, things that you have, stay true to these things. Because it happened to you, and there is nothing better in this world than being your authentic self, your higher self, you, your truth, your love, your connection. So this email in that sense was another example which brings us to understanding that they know, your twin flame knows. And today I read many of these messages from your twin flame, and you will see them as screenshots on my Instagram page for those who would like to save them and have the hope when you feel like you haven't heard from your twin forever, feels like there is nothing, that maybe it was never real. And I don't want to call this actually a hope. I want to say it's more of a knowing. And then another truth on this journey, I was about to do the 11 truths of twin flames that no one understands, but I don't even know how far I am with them. So, is that often we get messages, or often people would say, oh yeah, the twin flames are the ones where a man is older and a young woman. Typical. No. I would say that if I look at my data, what I have, and the people I've spoken to, I will put this up one day because I wanna track it in the right way, and you can fill it in, and we'll have a data. Most of the time, and that's why it's also very mind blowing. Most of the time, it's a woman who is older, and a man is younger. Most of the time, there are same age level. There are people who have met in their high school or in a younger age, and life has taken them apart, and they meet again when they are 50, 60, 70 years old. Yeah, I have people who have 40 years, haven't spoken to each other and met in high school. But often it's a woman who is older and the man is younger. It's playing around with the norm that we can see in this world. That normally we would see that the man is taking a younger woman in their middle life crisis and so on and so on, or when they no longer get along with their woman. But on this journey, it happens to be that a woman happens to be older and the runner happens to be younger. It's interesting. But they're not, I don't like, actually, I'm not the biggest fan. I know when the moment I say it out, I feel how my soul is like, I'm not the biggest fan of the word runner or chaser or all of this, because we are both. I can say I have been a runner and I have been a chaser. And many of you, when I listen to you, say, you've been both. And even if you would say, I never ran from my twin flame, you ran from yourself, from the true, authentic self. And that's what I say also, that the moment, I remember when I launched my first podcast, which I didn't want to do. My ego did not want to do, because I felt it's very vulnerable. It's very strong, and I don't know, how can why even? I had so many limiting beliefs here. And then my twin, just right after, wrote me. And I can read you. Although it's in French, I'm going to translate this. Let me just quickly find it. So, when I asked, how are you doing? And he said, there is not much new that has happened from the moment you disappeared. And that was something that affected me a lot. And I said, really? How did that? Well, I was attached to you. But unfortunately, it was a love, an impossible love. And I was like, are you serious? Did you feel the connection? Did you feel that special connection? Of course it was special. This connection was just unbelievable. And he says, at the moment we met, that happened. And that was the moment I launched the first podcast. And I realized I didn't make this up, like we heard from today's journey. And this is a validation we are looking on this journey, that did I really make this up? Did I feel only this connection and that person had nothing to do with me? They don't talk to me. They don't reach out to me. It has been a very long time and I haven't heard anything from them. They never admitted anything to me. They just disappeared. I'm going to say that if your heart tells you and your knowing tells you you are on this journey, you're sharing the same soul, look at the synchronicities, look at the things that have happened to you, look at the signs I have been communicating with you. And under the I have been communicating, I meet God, the creator, the universe, and your twin's energy. And surrendering to that. And I'm going to talk about another truth about surrendering. But now I would like to read you another message that was also sent, and I found it so beautiful. I'm hoping that I make you nervous in all the good kind of ways, because if so, it's definitely a feeling that's shared. There's definitely been times of wondering how an incidental meeting can hold such a weight. And even with distance, I still feel a pull towards you. And when things happen in life, in my mind very quickly goes to wanting to share these things with you. It's unexplainable, but that's probably because it's real and something that can't be explained, only felt between us. I think you very accurately said it. It feels right, and there is a certainty from both of us that is more than a momentary infatuation. I don't feel expectations from you, and I know the same goes for me to you. But I'm also pretty direct, and I don't make time for those I don't see as a part of my life. I do see you as a part of my life. And even if it's from far, and the right time will come for us, which I'm sure it's going to be sooner rather than later. Mostly always you're coming across my mind, and yes, I'm more ways than one, but I leave the details for another evening. And I'm glad that we both feel the same connection. It's real, and it's there. And this is the message from a so-called another divine masculine. Today's episode, I will use a lot of these messages because you can see and you can feel and you can become one with it. Remember, everything is energy. And I loved in this message when it said, it's unexplainable, but that's probably because it's real and something that can't be explained, only felt between us. Isn't that beautiful? And here's why I said again that this is a much younger in the age-wise, a man who writes this to a much older woman. So all of these myths and these ways of seeing from the 3D that's how it's supposed to be and that's not real. True love does not ask for a time and place. It does not ask for permission. It does not ask for the status. And it does not ask for the conditions. True love is felt. And it's going to transform you and open your heart. And sometimes when we open our heart, we feel pain. We feel the wounds. And we feel afraid. But the reason we are having this human experience is to feel everything, and stay on it. Here is why sometimes I don't like when people say, just get over, move on, do this. We move on from everything constantly. We're scrolling here and there constantly from everything. Why we don't just stay and feel it? We are looking for the next answer here. We are looking for the answers from somewhere out there, while all of these answers are inside of you, and you need to feel it. Take time to feel, and the time in your heart will heal. Remember, your heart is your pacemaker. If it's not ready to let go, if it's not ready to no longer feel can't force it. Allow it to feel. Allow your heart to feel it as deep as possible, because it's a gift. Another day I was wondering and meditating and channeling, and this message just was coming up constantly to me. And it was about, what if when someone breaks our heart, actually opens our heart? And here is why we need to fear when the heart breaks. It's going to make us cry. It's going to make us feel weak, vulnerable. It's going to make us that life is over from there on. But what if it actually opened a heart into feeling a true love? And letting the true love to really arrive now, because before we were protecting it. Allow it to come. Allow it to happen. You are a magic. And you are one with your twin. You have never been separated. I will read another message that was sent to me, and as I said, you can see them on Instagram, those of you who would like to read them. And here were a few messages that the twin flame, the divine masculine, sent to so-called divine feminine. It's like we are cramming a lifetime of missed adventure into days, making up for lost time, if you will, and every moment as precious as the next, and we become more compatible with every passing day. You help me deal with the life I have, and you are the most awesome, beautiful person I have ever met. You are making me erect, and you're just innocently snoozing away. Now, that is powerful. Your beauty runs deep. I can't even imagine you are real sometimes. God has not played a prank on me, but given me the most precious gift I could ask for. You make me love you so much, and I'm just blown away how I long for you, and this is just crazy. And I want to also say here as another thing that everything, so now it comes to the surrendering, and I hear that often when it comes to the place of surrendering. And it comes, I am surrendered, I let go of him. Surrendering does not mean letting go. Surrendering means you're accepting this moment right here as it is. Whether you are in a so-called separation, or whether you are in pain, whether you are in happiness, whether you are dating somebody else, you're embracing this because you know it's part of the journey. It's part of your path, and it's part of your life. And you surrender into this, of realizing you can't change the past and you can't jump into the future, that you are just right now here and it all happens at the same time. It all happens. Your future is already arriving the way you're going to, your energy is there. And that's why when I said of feeling deeply, when we feel deeply that we want to cry, like, some of you are sometimes coming on the call and you feel emotional and you feel like you would like to cry. I'm like, that's a gift. That is the most beautiful gift you can ever have. Release and come here. When we're now going to on a retreat and you feel crying and you feel releasing, or screaming or dancing, do that, because it can only be released when we're feeling it, and the new energy can arrive, So allow it to happen. Allow it to be there. Here is another message from a so-called divine masculine. When we first met at the spa more than a year ago, he told me that the night before he was out clubbing and he hadn't slept at all. Later I realized that was the reason all of his defenses were completely gone and he was talking without any filter. After a few hours that we spent together at the spa, I told him, I think I know you from somewhere. And his response was, do you mean from another life? Of course I was completely speechless. Recently when we met again and somehow the conversation went to past lives, he told me that he doesn't believe in that and that he didn't even remember saying that to me. That's another beautiful, beautiful example. This week I had quite a lot of calls where people were saying that I don't know why I said that, but it just came out of me. I said something to my twin, or I said something to someone that I didn't even plan on saying it, but it just came out of me. And later I started questioning, why did I say this? What was my reason of saying it? This is another thing how I say that, we are channeling the information and we are channeling the knowing. Sometimes we say things that doesn't make any sense where you are or what you do, but you can't hold it back. I'm sure many of you had similar situations. If you had, obviously leave a comment, share with others, because we are one. I'm gonna read a few other ones from the Instagram. There was a message of saying, I love your soul. I love you forever. My heart beats faster when you are here. When I'm on the online in the dating app and he feels the connection. I don't know what it is, but I can't stay away from it, even if I tried. It's like a magnet that is pulling me. It is too good to be true. And then he ran away. You are a part of me, and you'll always be part of me. After the first kiss, it took about 20 years, I asked, how long did you feel this? And his reply was, since always. When we were about to separate, during that time he told me, I have loved you, but I never showed you. I felt the connection from the beginning, but I don't want any contact anymore. And I stop here for a second when our twin would say, I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to have a contact. Yes, I felt something, but I don't want this right now. Don't force them to feel. Don't force them to go through that. I said that many times when I was in the place of confusion, where everything was falling apart for me, when I couldn't understand what was happening in my life. And if my twin flame would have been put a pressure on that time and said to me, we're twin flames, I want to be with you, you should love me. And yes, I did love him, but I was not ready in any kind of way to make that shift or change. And if I would have felt that more pressure from him, I would have even run harder. I had to process, and I had to become one within myself. The feeling of not knowing who I am, the feeling of not being no longer who I thought I was, that's a part of grieving. I was grieving this understanding that something is over and something new is about to begin, but I don't know what is this new thing. Let's not pressure on this journey, and I would also say with a spiritual awakening, If somebody would constantly pressure you, you need to do this, now you need to become this, you just get overwhelmed and you want to run from it because it feels so much. That's why, like I say, when Twin Flames or any others spiritual group are becoming manipulative, of saying, now you need to do this, now you need to be there, if you don't do this, it's not going to happen to you. Everything comes to you when it's supposed to happen. If you are supposed to be in, let's say, if you are supposed to be on some of my workshops, let's say, I had people who said, I don't know how I clicked on this link and how I joined here, but I'm here. I had even in this year, the first retreat, what we had a person says, I don't even know where your podcast came. I don't even know. I didn't even click on it. And it started working, and here I am in Cyprus with you. I don't even know how did that happen. That's why I say, become your higher self. Connect with that. Allow your spirit guides, your angels, your guides, and you to get you where you're supposed to. I tell again the same thing about, let's say, the Costa Rica, for example. I can guarantee you, if you have to be there, you're going to be there. The spirit guides and things, they will make it happen in that way that you be like, I thought I don't have money for it. I thought I can't get on holiday. I thought enough, and here I am. I don't understand how. Or the Cyprus retreat, the same way. Why I just talk about it is, it's not about someone telling you, if you don't do this, you're not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Everything will come to them, and same will come to your twin flame. It will come. Now it's of course the questions of acceptance, because sometimes there is a lot of fear, but we need to start from the fears. We need to start from somewhere, but not pressuring anybody. If they need to go, allow them to go. And like today's first message was, turn the energy inside of you. I have this thing about, because I believe we are energy generators. And we generate a lot of energy inside of us, and the more we are generating, the more magic we're able to create and give and share with others. But now what happens if you have this energy generator and you're generating energy into another neighbor house, but not to your own house, which means you are giving to your neighbor, okay, I hope they can cook, I hope they can do this, I hope I can do this, but meanwhile you have very little energy in your own house, that you can't eat, that you can't do anything. We need to turn the energy inwards. It's, yes, you met your twin flame, it's divine, it's amazing, it's wonderful, and you are so blessed, and I am blessed that I have a chance to connect with all of you. But you need to turn the energy inwards, because the moment you do this, magic starts to happen. And I'm not telling this from the book. It's all from my own experience and everything that I have received. So do not pressure your twin flame to understand or know. Live with this. Make this as part of you. So here are some other messages which are coming. When I saw you, I recognized you. He told me that he felt like home with me, and that this did not change. He told me everything 3 days after the first energy activation, after 8 months of no contact. So she did an energy activation with me, and now I know who she is. Her energy is so pure and so connected to the source. I believe with the age-wise she's younger, maybe in her mid-20s. And that's why I say that there is no time, energy, like age or things. I know I have sometimes younger people coming to the call, and they're like, maybe it's my first life, maybe it's like this, and I can feel their spiritual essence. And I'm like, don't worry about your age. The age is just a number. We don't know what your soul has come through. We don't know what information. We can see that sometimes there are children who can play piano like masters, like Mozart, out of nowhere. Or can write, or can say things, or can dance. So that's why I just want to say, let's not the age to limit us. age is just a number. We are going around, and do we age? Yes, we do. But I see that we are going more and closer. So he told me everything 3 days after the first energy activation session, after 8 months of no contact. He told me that back then he was already better for me. He struggled with drugs and alcohol. That he feels me, he loves me, that with me he can be who he really is. And he feels safe with me. When I told him how I feel about him, I also said that I'm very scared how much this could break my heart if. And he replied that he will not break my heart because he loves me too much. And if he thinks about who he wants to be with his whole life, that I am that person. Because I know that I will push him to be better himself. He also told me that he loves how I look at him, my smile, that I'm beautiful, that he misses me and cannot wait to hug me. Oh, I would like to give that hug right now and be on this hug. So beautiful. So amazing. My heart, every time when I connect with all of you, it's like, I want to be in that love with you. It's so beautiful, it's so sacred, it's so powerful. You are this love. And you continue to show this light. So never question the sacred love you have. Here are some other messages. You are my angel, my twin flame. I have no idea where he got that from. He is not romantic and he has never been in love. Your words are very powerful. You are just powerful in general. I never had that before. I know nothing about destiny, but I love you as if I had always known you. Leo. I love name Leo. It's so cute. It's kind of, I sometimes I feel with names like there is this energy with that. I immediately felt like I have known you longer and I feel very attracted to you. Maybe the universe is telling me something because everything happens for a reason. I love you forever. We are the same spirit. I feel sacred with the connection that we have. He told me he could feel me when I went home. When we first met, we both at the same time said, I feel like we are the same soul. He feels like at home with me. He feels safe and I'm more confident when I'm around. I will only say this once. Stop. And that was 6 years ago. I have not heard from him since. I want to actually stop here for a moment. When a twin flame or when your connection is not ready to pursue this, respect that with a whole heart. It would be the same that if you are not ready for a spiritual connection or spiritual awakening, although spiritual awakening, we can't really say we are not ready. You are ready. The universe knows. The God knows you are ready for it. But just let's say you're not ready. You're not ready to receive some information. I'm sure you have listened sometimes my podcast, some of the information or other people's or reading some book and everything. And you just feel like, I don't get it. I don't understand. It's not my thing. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why I have to do this? What is the reason of this? Well, okay, great book. I don't understand anything. Like for me, it was about with Power of Now. I read The Power of Now right before I entered into the awakening. And I was like, yeah, I don't really understand the hype of it. It was okay. And once I was on this journey and this all happened to me, I understood this book like it became alive. Everything made sense to me. Again, the books I would really highly recommend you to, if you're wondering what to read, is The Power of Now, The Alchemist. If you want more brainwaves, there are Joe Dispenza books over there, and it's about surrendering. Or, I keep on saying her name wrong, Elizabeth April. I really like that book for that fact that it's it's easy, it's written easily. So when you are not understanding, like you're not ready to read something very heavy, reading this helps you to bring a lot of clarity. So Elizabeth April's You're Not Dying, You're Just Waking Up. I have linked them all in the descriptions that you can find them. My favorite is, of course, the Paulo Coelho. And I'm going to end today's, in a sense, of podcast with the Paulo Coelho's quote and for the next episode. But Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist is my Bible. It's something I live by. Here are some other. I thank the universe that it sent you to me. We will change the world. I think we are twin flames. Do you know what it means? You feel like I know you from another life. I really hope we see each other again. You are so attractive, like magnetic. And these are the messages I received on Instagram and emails. And today's episode is already coming to an end, but I hope it gave you some information and some understanding of how your divine masculine, so-called, is feeling. And maybe that energy today listening will bring you information from him. So thank you for being here. And I will just go through a few things. As you know, we have a retreat coming in Costa Rica. Can you imagine it is going to happen? And all of my beautiful American friends and people in the Southern America and Canada, we can meet. And we can spend that sacred time during the Shivaratri together. It's going to be magical because Costa Rica energies are one of the most sacred. When I was looking for the place, I knew it's going to be Costa Rica. And what was the funny thing? I live in Cyprus at the moment. As you know, our Cyprus retreat is coming in November. I was driving on the road and living in Cyprus. There's not much to do with Costa Rica. And the moment I had published out that Costa Rica retreat is coming, I drive with a car and there is a big sign on the side of the road, Costa Rica restaurant, this and this. And I was just like, okay, universe, I understood. And I just wanted to say that even though I didn't publish this yet, we have already 8 places taken. So please sign up. There are installed payments. You can pay it 5 times. We have an early bird price right now, which is very affordable. You have an accommodation, you have food, you have activities. Everything is included on that price except the transportation from the airport and your flight tickets. Everything else is in that price, and you can see this on the website. And if you sign up, the links are in. You are the one who's gonna join us. So about the Cyprus retreat, I have a feeling that it's full now. We have a little bit people coming and going, which I understand due to some life situations and things like this are happening. So even if you feel called to the Cyprus retreat that is happening now in November, you can still send me an email. We'll put you on a list. And if someone is deciding that they can't come through family situations or something like this, it's a place for you. And I have also incredible news that souls who joined the March retreat are joining again. So they are doing double this year, which is wow. And we have 2 people are coming from the United States, which, I mean, it's a gift for you. It's a gift for you, and it's incredible. And I'm very honored, very, very honored. But for the Cyprus retreat, I just want to say we have people most likely coming from Taiwan, Switzerland, Poland, UK, London, Greece, Spain. So I might be missing out some. So I just wanted to say that this is the audience who is coming, and I am beyond thankful for this opportunity in the United States, New York, and other states. So thank you. And then for the inner dance, those of you who missed maybe the 808 portal, come for the inner dance, because inner dance will now happen exactly 21 days, pretty much 21 days after the Lionsgate. And why I talk about it, because energy takes time to unfold. And you might had experienced something on a Lionsgate portal, and now when you come to inner dance, you get your clarity. Inner dance is very, very powerful. I'm just going to say it's a life-changing. If you haven't done any energy activations in your life before, it might not be the best idea to join, because it might be not the best. But I'm not going to put the limitations, who can and who cannot join. And yeah, inner dance tickets are also available. You don't have to be a Patreon member in order to join. You can buy your tickets online. Links are in bio or in the description. Come and join us. It's a 2-hour session. We have 2 sessions, noon and evening. Highly recommended. I highly recommend it. Anyways, but those who would like to join this and feel this as a live session in the sense of present in the physical. And I always say that there is no difference. Are we doing this online or are we doing this on location? What is the difference is, think about it a little bit. The same like you have your connection with your twin flame or with somebody else through telepathy. And I just want to say to some of you, try to have a less telepathy with me. Some of you are sending me a lot of messages through the telepathy and thinking and sending to me. And my journals are filled with this. So I'm just going to say that if you do this, it's wonderful, but try to do it just a little bit less, because sometimes I'm like, what is going on? Sounds crazy. Well, we're all crazy here. And what's just the difference is that, like we can do this through telepathy and feel energetically, which is absolutely real. But it would be great also, like if a twin flame is next to you in 3D and you feel this in 3D. It just gives a different human experience. And so that's why I say, if you can come to the Cyprus, if you come to the Costa Rica, it's the best investment of your life you can do. Investing in energy, nothing is more powerful. Because you are going to unlock the reality, you are going to unlock the outcome. And so I'll see you on the 1st of September for the inner dance. I see you in Cyprus, and I hopefully see you in Costa Rica. Please sign up before we are out of places, because there is a limitation, of course. But I'm very excited, and so much love. And then, like I said, I'm going to end this this podcast with a quote from Paulo Coelho, and I'll see you on the next episode. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you. Lots of love and lots of light. And I'll see you very soon.
Folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love. Remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me tell me all that you've seen and all the colors. Summer love. Memories washed in every shade of green and all the colors. Summer love. Remember the lazy river day canoe, bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon. No place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air-conditioned blues. Good to you.